He openly acknowledges the bigotry and abuse these guys currently live with, especially single white men who've been sullied by assumed privilege, but fails to fully realize just who is perpetuating that bigotry and abuse. It is often the very women for which Carl is rushing in to play Sir Galahad, and he lets us know how that happens in this segment. He says, and I quote, "The Twitter anons," yes, we're back to that again, "don't come across as rugged, competent, heroic warrior monks who will protect their women from the wolves when they're purity testing women on Twitter. They come across like resentful and terminally online incels, whether that is what they are or not. And I would venture," he says, "that most of the young men behind these accounts are not incels, but they also do not have what they most desire, a loving wife and family." Now, this is actually an important part of this discussion, as Carl is actually onto something here, even if he completely blows the analytical part of the discussion. Just who are these young men? Well, many of them are from the camp of men that people like Carl Benjamin and his ilk over at the Daily Wire absolutely refuse to know anything about. They are frequently children of divorce, having watched their fathers financially and emotionally ruined and thoroughly demonized by their mothers. They are boys who suffered the misandry and privilege of their mothers in similar ways that their fathers were made to suffer. And they are all boys steeped in a world that demonizes them, tells them that they're evil and worthless, that their behavior is wrong, all while elevating women to an untouchable status, precisely the way Carl is doing in his talk. And I will give Carl credit where it's due. He seems to have at least a fleeting understanding of the life of these young men and the abject hopelessness that now characterizes their lives with women. At some points, he almost sounds empathetic. But here's the thing. Affluent men with stable marriages, at least till those marriages end up like Steven Crowder, tend to hang on very tightly to the romantic model that governs their lives. They can only imagine a world in which men obey the romantic ethos, in which their aim is to be the rugged, competent, heroic warrior monk who will protect his woman from the wolves. But in that narrow bit of insulated projection, he misses the fact that most of these young men saw their fathers play that very role until they were broken beneath the weight of it and cast off like household garbage once they'd been robbed of everything that mattered to them.